What's going on, guys? Car Review Guys here. My name is AJ and we are back with a 2023 fully redesigned Lexus RX500h, and this is the FSport performance model. It's the first time in the lineup. It has the same powertrain as the all-new Toyota Crown, and just to get your attention for many of you, it does not have a CVT transmission. It has a 6-speed transmission. So for all the rest of it, we are going to start with the exterior, work our way to the interior, and then we're going to take it on a drive where this thing shines. Without further ado, let's roll. Starting on the exterior, looking at it, this is the new color called Copper Crest, which is pretty interesting. It actually almost changes colors. Obviously right now it's kind of cloudy here in Arizona for once, and you can generally see it looks copper, and other times it can look a little bit on the, I don't want to say pinkish side, but a little bit in certain lighting. So right up front you have the completely FSport sporty looking grille. It looks really good. You're gonna see the camera right there for the 360 camera on this. This one does have the optional triple beam LED headlamps. Even with the standard lights, they are still LED, but these are even brighter. Obviously an LED runner, and then you have some fake venting here, but also some real vents. Down here, you're gonna see you have your fog lamps and then your cornering lamps, which angle out to the side upon your turn signal or turning the wheel, which certainly makes it nice and makes it brighter out in this area. Underneath the hood is a inline 4-cylinder motor paired with that 6-speed transmission. Looking at the key fob, I've noticed many people don't talk about this, but it's got the lock, unlock. You have your rear hatch and obviously your alarm. It does have this little FSport buddy cover on it, I guess, but nonetheless, which I believe is like a $25 option. This car does have remote start even from the fob, so if you're having issues, go to your dealer, but all you simply do is just press and hold on the third click of the lock. So 1, 2, and hold on the third. You have to do it fairly quickly. If you do it slow, it's not going to work. You'll see it blink. And now I'm going to let go. And you can see the LED turn signals as well, but you clearly hear that it has started now. So there is a remote start from the key fob. Don't get confused why they don't put a remote start button. Well, I can't answer that. Working our way around, these do have the matte black finish wheels, which, oh my goodness, they look really, really good. They're 235/50/21s. I've seen a few other people wish they had some like 245, 255s on there, but honestly, I have not had any issues getting from 0 to 60, which is around 5.7 to 5.8 seconds. You've got your FSport badge. Color match molding, absolutely love that, huge fan. Underneath on the mirror, you're going to see your camera for the 360. You have fixed door handles and they are keyless entry. It's just a little pad on the back side. You can hear it just unlock. If you want to lock it, you simply press right there. If your battery dies, there is a little thing right here. You can see it starting to pop out. You just pull that and it will physically open even with a dead battery. And this is where your keyhole is right here. You just have to pop off this little plastic piece so that way you can unlock the vehicle. It is on the rear doors as well. You can see it right there. Same thing, fixed door mounted. You just simply press the pad and it'll open. Driver's side fuel tank, and it is a 17.2 gallon tank, and you're gonna get 27 city, 28 highway, combined average of around 27 miles to the gallon. Pretty good for this SUV in my opinion. Coming on back, you have some fake venting down here. You can see, not a huge fan of the fake vents, but at the same time, it actually does kind of help it look a little bit better. Just wish they were maybe functional since this is the performance version. You're gonna notice clean back here. You've got Lexus spelled out now, no longer just the little badge. Of course, the Direct 4 for the all-wheel drive. For the rear hatch, right underneath the X, you just simply press, up it goes. We can get away with this fly in the way of the camera. You do have around 29.5 cubic feet back here. There is enough room for a golf bag, which is good. I mean, maybe actually a couple of them, but you get the point. And yeah, I mean, overall back here, there is a good amount of space, a little bit more than the previous generation. For the rear seat, there is about 1 inch more of leg room, but it's nothing crazy over the NX model. So nothing too crazy in comparison to the NX. In order to close it, you just simply press right there, and of course down it goes. That's pretty much going to wrap up the exterior. Let's step into the rear seat here. Let's see what it's like to get in. Simply stepping in. Okay, smacked my head just a little bit, so it is a lower roof line than the front. I can promise you that. It's my first time sitting in the back seat, actually. So my Tester does have the optional rear power folding and reclining seats, so you can adjust them up and down, obviously, definition of reclining. And then it also has the optional heated and cooled seats. And it is a tri-zone. You can see, well, the screen's black because I still remote started it. But you're going to notice right here, you can change your temperature control back here. 2 USB-Cs, heated seats, cooled seats. Certainly worth the money to have that upgrade, in my opinion. Over to our left, this is a little bit hard, but still soft touch. You have this beautifully designed, it's like an Alcantara, I guess, is what it is. With the contrast stitching, it looks really nice. Of course, as always, Lexus has premium feeling switches. They even have little bezels around them, which again just feels more premium. All soft touch, of course, and then even here soft touch as well. As far as legroom goes, this is where I actually drive. You can see, I would guess, around 6 inches of legroom. And then on the headroom portion, it's kind of hard to see. My hat is not completely on top of my head, but like I can push it down just a little bit. So there's probably about 3 inches, maybe right around there. So not bad. Right here is this little fella, pops down. So just looking at it here, you can press this button and there are your cup holders. Kind of a unique design, how it kind of folds over the top and then creates it. Kind of neat. And then like a little center console, which is pretty nice to have. That is not something you always see. And up above us, I don't have it open right now, but there is a fully panoramic roof on this Tester as well, and it is optional. Stepping into the front seat now, there is about, I don't know, roughly 8 inches of clearance, so it's not that bad getting into the vehicle. I think it's very easy. Obviously, with the roof line, the rear is just slightly lower whenever you're getting in. Not a big deal. I just tried to get in very natural and quick, and I barely touched my head. So if you duck just a little bit, I'm 5'9", for those of you that don't know, you're absolutely fine. And then the front, I mean, you saw how fast I just got in. No issues or complaints there. Now, checking over here, it's a very similar design to what was in the back. You're going to notice my Tester does not have the Mark Levinson upgraded for the speakers, which if I open it, you would know because it always says Mark Levinson on them. And there is definitely a difference because I've been in many Lexuses that have the Mark Levinson, and in my opinion, it's worth the upgrade, and I'm not even a music like junkie, if you will. Looking at this door panel, again, obviously soft touch like an Alcantara. Over here, it's a little bit harder, but still kind of a soft touch. This certainly is a little bit softer, and then this is the softest where your elbow is. Again, premium switches down here. And at first you're gonna go, whoa, where's the memory seating? It's actually over here on the left. You're gonna see it right here. You've got 3 settings, which is a very interesting placement, but I don't mind it being right there. That's actually kind of nice. Fuel door and rear hatch button. Coming over to the steering wheel, this is a newer design. They're slowly implementing this on each Lexus, I believe. And I won't lie, I'm not totally sold on it. I understand it, but I'm not sold on it. So you can basically use this heat sensitive pad, and you have to adjust everything through the heads-up display. So like your cruise control, drive modes, like everything is through that and this touchpad, which again, I understand it. I'm not totally sold on it. It's okay. You do have your physical volume buttons, and you have your lane centering, and this is how you turn your cruise control on and off, which is nice to at least have one physical button for that. Right here at first, you're gonna go, what is that little thing? That is the new Driver 3.0 system. It basically watches your face and your eyeballs to make sure you're paying attention. If you're not paying attention, it'll come up on the center stack, and it's gonna say, yo, pay attention. That's all it's gonna say. But yeah. Out in front, while we're there, you're gonna notice it's a 7-inch display. The left and the right side are not digital. I wish the whole thing was digital at this point, but it's still, I mean, it's not bad. Now, you're gonna notice these little lights on camera. You cannot see those like to the naked eye. It's only the lens picking that up, just so you know, so it's not distracting. It doesn't bother you while you're driving. Obviously, already stated, there is a heads-up display. Love heads-up display. You have a fully this is optional, a digital mirror. You guys know I love having a digital mirror. Just simply flip it, you're good to go. This has the optional 14-inch screen here, which is nice. It's easy to use. It's responsive. There's no complaints there. It does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, if that's your thing. I can't stand it. I don't use it at all. And I'm 28, so is what it is. I don't like it. Not that that's a Lexus thing. That's across the board. Don't use it on any vehicle, just because I find it a pain in the butt. Heated seats, cooled seats, heated steering wheel, dual zone climate in the front, obviously tri-zone total. You have the little parking button right here, which if you go to a parking spot, this vehicle will literally pretty much park itself. It's pretty neat. You have your 360 view, and at first, I mean, the view is a little bit weird, the little display that it like runs through. I guess I understand, because you can really see on the outside edge. And the camera quality is certainly upgraded from previous years' Toyota Lexus vehicles, because Lexus is some of the nicest vehicles in the industry. I'm just being straightforward and honest, and they have had some of the worst camera quality I've ever seen in my entire life. Not that that's a big deal, obviously, but it is just funny, right? Like, it's funny to see like a camera that's like just not good, and they finally updated it. It's not industry leading still, but it certainly is way better than before. So if it bothered you before, definitely come check one of these vehicles out, because it is certainly improved. Now, we're gonna go ahead and throw it over and up into reverse so you can see what it looks like. The right-hand side, like the actual rear view camera, is the least improved, I think. But the other cameras for like the side mirrors and everything, for the top-down view, that is like just way clearer. Like, it's way better, to be honest. So still room for improvement, but still certainly nice and nice to have. In order to go into drive, over and down, and then obviously to put it into park, you just press park. Right here, you do have like an off-road mode. You can press that, electronic parking brake, traction control. You've got 2 cup holders, and this is actually kind of nice. You just press this button, and it'll actually raise it up. So you press it. Wow, my water bottle is way too heavy, but you're gonna see, so it's right there to the M. Now if I press it down, it goes to basically the A and the R, so, which is nice, because if you've got certain like cups that have shorter bases or whatever, that is actually useful. Your temperature controls and all your stuff stays at the bottom of the screen, if I haven't mentioned that already. You have a nice little cubby right here, a wireless charging pad there, couple chargers right there, USB-C, USB-A. Checking out the center console, you're going to notice there's no button in the front, because it is the typical Lexus dual side opening. So you press it here and it opens up, shut it, open it on this side. I love that. I wish more manufacturers did that. That is so nifty to have. Of course, it is soft touch, which is nice. Even this is nice soft touch, so where your knee rests, it's all soft touch right down through here, which is great. You've got the sport pedals down there, which look good. And last but not least, I think up here really to cover before we take it on a drive is there is no physical button for the drive mode selector. So you can set it up to do it through your heads-up display and all of that, or you come over here, you press the car, and then that's the first thing that pops up is the drive mode, and you can see there is normal, sport, eco, and custom. Yes, there's a difference in all of them in response to everything. Suspension, throttle response, all of them certainly make a difference. You can see it's in normal. That's typically what I found myself just driving in. I have no issues with normal. All right, with that said, let's get it on the road. As we get this vehicle out on the road, the one thing I don't think I've mentioned yet is the weight, and it comes in at around 4,750-ish pounds. And I mean, I'm impressed because, again, the 0 to 60 is like 5.7, and with it being that weight, all-wheel drive, it's still getting roughly 27 to 28 miles to the gallon. I'm impressed with that. It does take premium fuel, of course, because of the turbo, but nonetheless, I mean, that's certainly competitive in my opinion. And there is a lot of throttle response in this vehicle. Like, if I drop this thing into sport, immediately it just downshifted. I could feel it slightly, and then if I just press it, I mean, I've never wanted more in this vehicle for sure. Like, it's good. I have no problem with the power. It is so nice to be able to have passing power, you know, when you need it. From the standpoint of comfort and these seats, because it is the FSport Performance, there are some bigger bolsters on these seats. If you're a bigger person, I can only recommend that you go sit in one and see if it works for you. For me, 5'9", roughly 150 pounds, I have no issues. I really like it. They are supportive. It really keeps you like hugged in the seat, yet it's still comfortable. It really is. I mean, it's kind of hard to find that balance, and Lexus has done a good job, in my opinion, of finding that balance of cushion, support. They've hit it really good. And they are 8-way adjustable power seats, both front seats, the driver and the passenger. Moving on to visibility, the mirrors are nice and big. I like the mirrors. Checking over my left, this pillar is in a good position. It is not in my way. You can see far enough back out of the driver window, and you can look through the rear window to see there's not really a blind spot. Of course, you have blind spot monitoring if you have any issues with that. Checking over to my right, really the same thing. I don't really have a blind spot. The only maybe spot is the very, very back pillar. But it would be very minor. You can see right down the mirror at that point, so there's really not a blind spot there either. So really good visibility in this vehicle. Okay, we are going to leave this in normal. We are going to take a left turn here, and let's say you need to get going, not even in sport, like, oh, there's a car coming, let's just say, and let's just go 3/4 throttle. Literally, the front right wheel started to spin, and then the power immediately went to the other wheels. Like, there was virtually no spin. That was pretty good. Testing body roll, we have a little S-turn right here. Again, seats nice and supportive, no problem. And let's say we're braking. Oh, the brakes are really good, if I haven't mentioned it already. They are a 6-piston front calipers, which you need to be able to stop this much weight, obviously, whenever it moves that quickly. With that said, I think we need to do a little bit of a brake test. Like, let's speed up, and then now let's jam them. Oh yeah, that's good. That's really good. Okay, no problem there. I think this is overall, like, this is a really good vehicle. I mean, especially if you're looking, like, if you have a family, right? And let's say one scenario is you can't afford an expensive separate car for yourself to enjoy, still having some power and still feeling sporty. This is probably a good option because you're going to be able to, you know, tote your family around, take it on vacations, and you've still got pep in the step. It feels sporty. It stops. I mean, everything about it feels sporty yet luxurious, because as we're cruising along, the active sound control in this, it just, everything about it is good. I mean, you guys know, if you're not new to my channel, I am always bragging about Lexus, to be honest. They are some of the industry leading vehicles as far as sound goes. Great soundproofing, and that's one thing that I just will always brag about Lexus. They do an amazing job as far as that goes, because the only thing I can even remotely hear right now is tire noise, and that is because this is like one of the worst roads you could ever imagine. Most of them are much smoother than this, and you can't even hear that. But as far as like even cars or semis passing, you really don't hear them, which is so nice. Okay, I think we have gone through majority of everything you would want to know on this vehicle. If there's something else you want to know, just comment down below. If there's anything you want to see improved, if there's anything you like, just leave a comment down below. The next video is going to be 5 things to love and 5 things to improve. And if you like the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.